Ricky, I think your post-game celebration has already gone viral. You were absolutely ecstatic with that. What did you just say to your players after getting that from the right at the death?
Well, I would have gave them a rap. I would have given them a real compliment about their game. And this is what I said to them, that if we hadn't won, because the way they fought and hung in there, we had every reason to lose it. So there's a lot of fight in them. And the last 2 weeks we've been against Manly. There was a scenario where we didn't have any football and the game got taken away from us. And then last week, as I said to both Fox and Nine after the game, the conditions up there, the humidity up there, it didn't let us play our game of footy, our style of footy. I can say that tonight after a win, but I couldn't have said it after a loss because it looks like you're making excuses, but I don't make excuses for losses. We just couldn't play our style of footy last week, and we still could have won it in the last 5 or 6 minutes. I'm just really proud of. You seen it. You seen what this club is about in that last minute and a half. You've seen what this club is built on.
Do you need two new members of staff, Bish and 40, or how are they?
They both make me look like I'm 6'4".
When you say you didn't get to play your brand footy last week, in the second half you almost didn't really either because you had a man down, there were some tough calls.
Lara, we're not that ill-disciplined. It's like when we played Manly 2 weeks ago. This team is not that ill-disciplined. I don't know what I can do as a coach because I don't go out. As a coach, I don't go out and coach grubby tactics. I don't go out and coach to be ill-disciplined. Ask anyone I coach. But anyhow.
You could have been coming in pretty upset. Obviously, that it came down to that last play. How did the team find that heart, that energy when you guys had no ball?
We had nothing. We had no field position. I think the penalty count was 7-2. Okay, fine. If we're giving penalties away, that's great. You can't tell me other teams don't give away penalties as well. I hate talking, and Toddy is a wonderful referee. I'm not having a crack at him. He's a wonderful ref. I hope I'm allowed to give him a rap.
Hudson obviously wanted to have a big game today.
You sorry?
Hudson obviously wanted to have a big game today. 2 tries. Probably would have wanted to make up for the sin bin. And he was heavily involved in getting you guys upfield.
He's the best start to the season I reckon Hudson's had since I've coached him. He's really started the season well. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and his off-field manner, his leadership he's very authentic. He loves rugby league. He loves the Raiders. He loves his position in the club at the moment. He's a guy who could one day take over Taps as a captain. If he's around that long. He's wonderful assistance for Taps as a leader. I reckon it's the best start of his season I've had him in his career.
Do you put that just down because he's 26, I think, just the natural maturing and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so, David. I think maturity plays a big part of everybody's growth in football, and we've got a number of boys right throughout our squad. Some of them are still in New South Wales Cup that games of football, birthdays are a big part of their maturity and development in rugby league, especially at this intensity, on this stage.
Joe, how was it out there during the second half? There were some frustrating moments. You talked about the penalty count. What communication were you getting around that?
Yeah, it was tough, but I think, like I was saying, the coaching staff really laid a platform for us to stay calm, and I think the boys done a good job circling up and just focusing on what we can, focus on. We can't take those calls away, but we can get to that next tackle, that next play, and that's what we really focused on.
It was obviously your first home game back this year.
Yeah.
How was it out there? The crowd was absolutely electric, especially in that last 2 minutes.
Yeah, 100%. I think every year we've got a great home crowd. We made a huge emphasis on the off season. We want to make this our fortress and win as many home games as we can. Last year we went on par with that, and we're 2 from 2, and we just got to keep that going. I think the way coach staff and our high performance have changed up little things where before we come to games has really helped the crew gel as well. So we'll just stay on that same path.
Ricky, do you feel the new high tackle rules were evenly applied across the game? Do you feel like you've got a better idea of what is a sin bin and what isn't?
No.
And there was also, luckily, didn't matter in the end, but there was a disallowed try in the first half from Kyle Weeks as well. Do you think that obstruction call, whether they're running the inside shoulder or not, is that being cleared up either?
Mate, I don't know. But as I said to some people last week, that you can give the vocab to whatever outcome you want. You can give the vocab to whatever outcome that has been given on the field. Because I can give you vocab in regards to the last time we spoke about this, that makes me sound right. So, no, I'm confused with it.
Joe, how's your ankle?
It's all good. We got ice up, we've got a good long turnaround, and it'll be fine.
Ricky, you mentioned conditions before affecting some of your last games. Heading to Darwin next week, how do you guys sort of prepare for, the change from sort of the cold in Canberra heading over to Darwin?
Yeah, it's going to be very humid, and it's 30 odd degrees. As I said right at the start of the year, that the first 3 months of our schedule, our draw, is a massive challenge. But I'm really calling upon our senior boys, Joe and his crew, to make it, to make it a real challenge for us. We've got a lot of young boys that are travelling with these guys, a lot of young guys in our squad. They create the excitement, because they haven't got much commitment at home or whatnot, where these boys have. They've got families and partners, wives back home. So we've got to balance it out, because you've got to understand that we're leaving our partners and families back home for these players. So we try and make sure they're looked after. But the younger boys, they come on board, and it's up to the senior boys to make sure that they're doing everything for those boys, because it's exciting for them. The Earth and Strangers and, Sav and those boys, they're young in their careers, and it's an exciting time. We had a wonderful prep last week in Townsville. It was outstanding, and very fortunate the club allowed us to go up there early. But as I say, the conditions knocked us around. We just got to, I'll look at certain scenarios, and I'll look at how players are in regards to their health, welfare. Like playing at 4 o'clock up there last week, that was bloody hard. I was really concerned all week on how these guys will get to the sideline tonight, but they're a tough bunch.
I had another great game with the boot, and just in general play. How important is it to have his contract locked up before you head up to Darwin?
I'm not too sure. It's a round 6 thing. Yep. Jamal knows what I want. And I said it during the week that these senior boys, and it's not just Jamal and Tommy, we've got a lot of senior boys with younger blokes who are very good football players coming through. It's up to the senior boys to keep their positions, and it's not just Jamal and Tommy I'm talking about, it's a number of boys. It's up to them to keep their positions, and if they can't, we need depth here. And we've taken another journey in regards to how we're going to create our own marquee players, and I need senior players around these younger players coming through. Like the way Tommy Starling's playing at the moment, and the way Jamal Fogarty's playing at the moment, that is great role models on game day, role models on the field for these younger blokes coming through. I mean, Owen Paddy's not in any rush. Owen Paddy's doing a wonderful job for us coming on, and he's, at times I apologise I can't get him minutes, and he does not even blink an eye. And Tommy's doing a great job. but I need depth in positions. And when you're doing a categorisation of your roster, there's certain positions that you need depth in.
How does that sort of play out over the next week and a bit, I guess, until that round 6 deadline?
Well, they're things I just talked to Jamal about, and I'll talk to his management. But it's you know, they're the personal things that you got to understand respectfully. You got to understand that, you know, we have communication and we have conversations all the time. Both those boys know exactly what I want with them at this club. They're both big parts of the Raiders.